Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. Tucker out. Immigrants in. Bed Bath & Beyond gone. And Aaron Rodgers over. That's all coming up. Then Bill will be here with your message of the day. But first, Tucker Carlson out at Fox News. I am a fan of Tucker. I'm actually surprised they kept him for so long with how provocative he was, talking about things that no one else on cable news would talk about. He had the number one show on cable news. Megyn Kelly, who of course used to work at Fox as well, said this is a terrible move by Fox and it's a great thing for Tucker Carlson. I firmly believe Tucker will be better off. I think these cable networks are dinosaurs getting out under the thumb of the big corporate management. It is a blessing, and I know that he's smart enough to know that. A friendly reminder that Bill O'Reilly can be seen every night on The First TV, which is available on YouTube and Pluto and Vizio and Direct TV, channel 347, every night at 8 p.m. Eastern. CNN also fired Don Lemon yesterday, but no one cares. Fox News stock dropped $1 billion after it was announced that Tucker was fired. The mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, met with the president's team, saying the president and the White House have failed New York City on this issue. What issue? Illegal immigrants, or the migrant crisis. He said this is one of the largest humanitarian crises the city has ever experienced, and it will impact every service in the city. He says these migrants will cost the city $4 billion. He said he wants federal money, but he also at least wants people to be able to get work permits because they're working in the black market and being exploited, he says, or can't work at all. This is a completely self-inflicted border crisis. Hopefully more Democrats put pressure on the White House to fix it. Or the federal government will just keep bailing cities out with more of your money. Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy. They've already closed 400 stores this past year. They will close 360 more and 120 Bye Bye Baby locations. But because there hasn't been a lot of retail space built since 2008, TJ Maxx, HomeGoods, Ross, and Planet Fitness have already scooped up most of those locations. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers traded to the New York Jets. The Packers and Jets agreed to a deal that includes what we know so far: major compensation, a first-round pick swap, a second-round pick this year, and a conditional first-round pick in 2024. Aaron Rodgers turns 40 at the end of the year. Following in his predecessor's footsteps, Brett Favre, at the same age, went to the Jets as well. Bill O'Reilly will be here with your message of the day next.
If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Many were surprised to hear that Tucker Carlson has left the Fox News channel yesterday. In fact, it was surprising to Mr. Carlson himself. I understand with authority that his staff was planning a show for Monday night when they got the announcement that Tucker would no longer be working for Fox News. Now, there's a lot of speculation about the Dominion lawsuit and why Mr. Carlson is leaving FNC. We don't deal with speculation on this broadcast. We can tell you there will be more lawsuits against Fox News coming up, primarily by shareholders who are angry about the big settlement Fox has to pay to Dominion. And then there's the Smartmatic lawsuit and a possible lawsuit by a man named Ray Epps, who was on 60 Minutes on Sunday, accusing Tucker Carlson of ruining his life because Mr. Carlson discussed him in the context of stirring up emotions at the January 6th riot. So it is a convoluted situation. But the bottom line and the most important thing for viewers and Americans to know is that there is no loyalty in television news. It is a savage industry. I left Fox News 6 years ago and Tucker Carlson took my place. And I can tell you that there's no Tammy Wynette anymore standing by your man. They don't want you, you're out. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Let's go to the mail. Louis James, Cypress, Texas, with all the big problems America has, who cares if Hunter Biden benefited from his father's position? Happens every day in this world at all levels. I know it happens every day, Louis, but if a sitting vice president, Joe Biden at the time, is using government planes and influence to enrich his son and other members of his family, that is a crime. Okay, so I care. Adam Plunka, Baltimore, Maryland. I liked how you asked Speaker McCarthy if he'll endorse a candidate. My question to you, O'Reilly, is will you endorse? No, I never do. Never endorse a candidate. Obviously, I'm going to tell you who I favor. Okay, I have to as an analyst, but I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, Adam, because you're smart enough to know. I don't have to tell you. Al, Bill, you say declare the cartels terrorist groups and drone them. You don't like it too bad, Obrador. That's an accurate quote. That's what I said. Okay? I agree, but Biden won't do it. Of course he won't do it. And I hope you read my column. Okay? Yesterday, the two worst. Biden's one of the two worst presidents. And I get into the border. Of course he won't do it. That's why he's one of the worst. Jillian, I think the no camping law is a great idea, but it would only work if everyone passed it. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening in big liberal-run cities. But Jillian, if you don't pass the no camping law that I propose locally, then you don't get any federal money. We'll see what happens then. In a moment, something you might not know. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped 20%, and this year could be worse. You are right to be worried. So please call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I have been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 22 years ago today, then President George W. Bush vowed to protect Taiwan from any invasion by China. It was the first time a sitting commander-in-chief publicly pledged military intervention should Beijing launch an attack on the island. Here is the story. Taiwan is located 100 miles from the east coast of China. The territory was ruled by Japan since the 16th century. It was then ceded to the Republic of China after World War II. In 1949, the Chinese communists overthrew the republic, seized control, and pro-democracy forces fled to Taiwan, where they remain to this day. Since Mao's revolution, Beijing has vowed to reclaim control of Taiwan. In 1979, Congress passed the Taiwan Relations Act, which commits the USA to help Taiwan defend itself against China. 20 years later, the city of Hong Kong, you may remember, was forcibly returned to the communists after 150 years of British rule. Beijing publicly announced Taiwan would be next. On April 24, 2001, the recently inaugurated Bush appeared on Good Morning America and said, quote, "The United States will do whatever it takes to help Taiwan defend itself. We will use the full force of the American military. The Chinese must understand that," unquote. And here's something else you might not know. A potential invasion of Taiwan by the Chinese communists could be closer than at any other time in history. Since the election of President Biden, China has conducted at least 8 military drills surrounding the island. After a visit from then Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi last August, Beijing staged 7 days of live fire drills, including ballistic missile launches. Chinese dictator Xi apparently does not fear Joe Biden. His government could make a move to subjugate the capitalist island, but nobody knows what would happen after that. What we do know is that any attack on Taiwan would be terrible for this world. Back after this.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-687-1936 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-687-1936 now. Again, 800-687-1936. That's 800-687-1936.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.